Hey there, Cape Coral Golf Access homes have been on sale all year long in 2025, and it's been a few months since I've done a dirt cheap Golf Access home video, and I've got three really excellent ones for you today. The inventory for Golf Access homes on the market has come down considerably in the last 6 months, so it's starting to look like this particular market cycle is bottoming out, but we've never seen prices like this for Golf Access pool homes. I've got three really solid ones for you today. All three of these are Golf Access pool homes here in the city of Cape Coral. All three of them are well under $400,000, and two of them are actually bank foreclosures, one of which isn't even on the market yet. It's going to be on the market probably in the next week or so. Wanted you guys to be the first to see that particular property, so make sure you stick around for that one. If you're not familiar with who I am, my name's Dustin Guthrie. I'm a long-time, near 20-year full-time real estate broker here in Cape Coral and Southwest Florida, and I do a video like this every single week, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can be around for these videos and see these beautiful properties every single week. So with all that out of the way, let's get to these homes.
Okay, we're starting out heading down Del Prado Boulevard, which is the main north to south artery in the southeast section of Cape Coral. And the first property is in the Golf Access neighborhood of Shelby Parkway. This is a great neighborhood of mostly older homes. It's close to everything here in the southeast, and yet it's nice and quiet back in this community. Welcome to 1414 Shelby Parkway here in Cape Coral. This is a 1969 built concrete block home. It has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, plus a 1-car attached garage, a beautiful screened-in pool package, and a really good-sized concrete dock, all on a Golf Access canal that's only about 10 minutes out to open water. And even though it's that close, this home is a really high elevation. It's not in the AE flood zone, meaning you likely won't have to buy flood insurance even if you get a mortgage on this property. From the entryway, it opens up to the left to the living room and a smaller dining area which looks out back through a pair of sliding glass doors to the screened-in pool area and the waterfront out back. The smaller kitchen is just off that dining area, and it's been reasonably updated recently. It's got some nice things like quartz countertops, newer stainless steel appliances, and a stainless farm sink, which also looks out through the back. Even though there are only 2 bedrooms, they are on separate sides of the house. So the primary suite is on the left side of the house. It's a pretty decent size. It's got a nice walk-in closet in it, and primary bath is a little bit smaller, which is just fairly typical for a house of this size and age. The second bedroom is pretty spacious as well, and it also has slider access out to the screened-in pool deck. And then the guest bathroom, which also services the main areas of the house, is also on this side of the home, right next to the entrance to the 1-car attached garage. And you can see the laundry facilities are out here in the garage, which again is pretty typical of a late 60s home like this. And of course, so much of the value of this home is in the outdoor living spaces and the waterfront, and this home has a really expansive screened-in pool deck. There's plenty of room under the truss area for shaded spaces, and then the pool is out in the sunshine, and this property has southern rear exposure, which is really the most desirable. It gives you the most consistent sunshine throughout the day back here. The concrete cantilever dock is big enough to basically serve as an outdoor waterfront patio, and again, this is really excellent Golf Access. There is one bridge to go under to get out, but it's 9 or so feet high, so you can have a good-sized boat back in here, and you're only 10 or so minutes out to open water. On top of that, again, this is not in the AE flood zone, so it has a high elevation, and that saves thousands of dollars a year on flood insurance. You likely won't even have to have flood insurance even if you get a mortgage on this property, and this home has never once flooded.
So this is definitely the smallest house we're looking at today. It's only 1,200 square feet. It's only got 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. But condition-wise, it's in the best condition of the ones that we're looking at today, and it's basically move-in ready, although I would probably prefer to replace the carpets in there. They got some stains on them and they smell a little bit, but beyond that, pretty much move-in ready. You can certainly get all types of financing for a house like this versus some of the others that we're looking at that need a lot of work. And for the folks that don't need all that room, that 1,200 square feet and 2 bedrooms is plenty for you. It's got a nice pool package on it. It's got a nice clean dock, big dock out there. And this is a great canal system over here. We're at a high elevation, and at $389,000, this works pretty well for a lot of people, again, if you don't need all that room.
I'm happy we stopped here. I think this is a great first Golf Access pool home under $390,000 to start with. But what happens if we step down in price just a little farther? The next home we're going to look at is a bank-owned property, and it's not too far from here, just a quick trip a little bit to the north down Del Prado Boulevard, and we come to our second dirt cheap golf access home for sale in Cape Coral today. And this one needs quite a bit more work, but the price per square foot here is incredible. This is 1503 Southeast 23rd Terrace. It's a 1981 built 3-bedroom, 2-bath concrete block home with 1,718 square feet of living area, plus a 2-car attached garage and another big screened-in pool package. And this one also has a concrete dock on a golf access canal, although this one is a little bit further to open water, maybe 30 or 40 minutes out by boat from here. And what 1981 home would be complete without a mirrored entryway and some lovely popcorn ceilings? I actually really like this living room. It's nice and bright from those big front bay windows, and I'm also a sucker for real wood-burning fireplaces, even if we don't need to use them very much here in Southwest Florida. I guess this would be more like a family room, as we'll see the other living room here in a second, but very much like that first property, it has a smaller dining area looking out back through those sliders. And then off to the side of that room is a smaller central galley kitchen. And aside from just being a little dirty, this kitchen seems to be fully functional, even though it's pretty dated. It's got these old cabinets in here and the old Formica countertops. And then on the other side of the kitchen is that second living room I mentioned, so I suppose this would be where your entertainment center would go. It's a little more open to the kitchen, I guess, and it also looks out through some sliders out to the pool deck. The 2 guest bedrooms are on this side of the house, including one that has access out to the screened-in pool deck, and for that matter, so does the guest bathroom. So this guest bathroom would also serve as the pool bathroom. The primary suite is on the other side of the house, and it too has access out to the pool deck. Also, very much like that first house, the primary bathroom is quite small, and that's just really typical for these older homes. Gotta love that wallpaper and that teal toilet. I took a quick peek in the garage, which is also where their laundry hookups are, and I was too busy looking at the damaged ceiling at first to notice that I was being watched by apparently the current resident of this house. Did you see him? Little burrowing owl apparently found his way in through the ceiling. Hope you didn't cause all that damage, little buddy. This home has a pretty good sized screened-in pool deck as well out back, and once again, this one has a nice shaded space under the truss there, and then the pool itself is out in the sunshine. This home has northern rear exposure, so it should also have reasonably consistent sunshine all day like this. I'm sure the pool needs to be cleaned up really well, and there's probably some work to be done to the equipment as well, which is probably why the bank put this cover on. This home also has a high elevation, although it appears that a sliver of the home is actually in that AE flood zone. And that usually means a bank would require flood insurance if you did get a mortgage on this property, but let's be honest, I don't think this home is going to qualify for very many types of financing in the current condition that it's in. That all said, this home never saw any flooding during the recent storms that we've had in the last few years, and it's at a high elevation compared to most golf access homes around here. The concrete cantilever dock is only a little bit smaller than that last house's dock, and it's tucked back here in the quiet end of this canal. Again, it probably takes a solid 30 or 40 minute boat ride to get out to open water from here, so the access is maybe not quite as good as that first house that we saw.
So somebody's obviously got their work cut out for them on this one, but that's kind of what you would expect at a $365,000 golf access pool home here in the Southeast Cape. And you know, this floor plan was really popular back in the late 1970s, early 1980s. I see a ton of homes with this floor plan, and I've seen some folks do some really amazing things with it. So there's potential here for sure. You definitely need a new roof on here. You need a ton of new stuff on the inside, some drywall work, new flooring. While you're at it, you might as well just update the kitchen and the bathrooms and things like that. But I've seen them really open this floor plan up and make it a lot more modern. So there's definitely some opportunity in this place, and at $365,000, you're well under $400,000, and go try to find a pool home on a golf access canal in Cape Coral for under $400,000. You'll find this one and the couple of others that we're looking at today, and that's going to be about it. So this is pretty much what you can expect for something in these in this mid 300s price point And like I said, I think there's a lot of opportunity here for the right person to come in and spend some time, effort, and certainly money getting this place fixed up to where it needs to be.
Bottom line, there's a ton of work here, but even if you put $100,000 into remodeling this house, you'd be sitting on a completely updated 1,700 plus square foot house at $465,000, which is $270 per square foot. And the median sale price in the last 4 months for these Gulf Access pool homes in this neighborhood is $313, and they've even sold as high as $356 per square foot. So that tells me there's an opportunity here for the right buyer.
All right, so those first two properties were in the southeast section of Cape Coral. We're gonna head over into the southwest section of Cape Coral for this last house. This last one is a foreclosure property. It's in one of the best Gulf Access neighborhoods in the entire city of Cape Coral. And this one's not on the market yet. It will be on the market probably in the next week. It is gonna be my listing, so I have a general understanding of where the pricing comes in on that. But before we get to that, I just wanna mention something real quick. I'm in this neighborhood and I'm seeing a ton of these nautical style mailboxes everywhere. And I just love these things. A buddy of mine, Jason, runs saltymailboxes.com, and he actually hand makes every one of these in Cape Coral. And he's not paying me to say this, by the way. I just really think they're very, very cool, and they give a lot of curb appeal to these Gulf Access homes. Even the homes that aren't on Gulf Access canals, I think they're just really fit the personality of Southwest Florida really well. So you should check these things out. They're super cool. It's amazing. You pull up to a $2 million Gulf Access listing, and the first thing your clients mention when they get out of the car is how cool the mailbox is. So people just absolutely love these things, and I figured I'd give him a quick shout out. Again, I'm not being paid to say this. I'm just really impressed with these mailboxes. He does a great job with these things, and hey, it's a local company. He's a Navy veteran. He's just an overall good guy. So if you end up calling him, getting one of his mailboxes, tell him I mentioned him on one of these videos. I think he would get a kick out of that. But again, just really cool mailboxes. I wanted to mention that real quick.
Okay, our last house is this bank-owned property at 4622 Southwest 18th Avenue. This is a beat-up home in an incredible neighborhood. It's a 1989 built concrete block home featuring 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with 1,611 square feet of living area inside, plus a 2-car attached garage and a rather large screened-in pool deck. There is no dock on this one, but it has great views looking down that Gulf Access canal. And the Gulf Access location is probably about 40 or so minutes out to open water, but it gets out by Cape Harbor down there right at the mouth of the Caloosahatchee River. So the access location is fantastic. Walking into the front door, you immediately come into the formal dining area right here in the front of the house. You can see all of the main areas and the bathrooms in this house have this diagonal pattern tile flooring. And then there's some old carpet that needs to be replaced there in the bedrooms, and we'll see that here in a minute. So as you can see, the bulk of this damage in this property is in the laundry room and one of the guest bedrooms. And this damage is not from any rising water flooding. From what I can tell, this was maybe a pipe that burst in the ceiling, and then they removed some of the damaged drywall in there as a precaution just to keep mold from forming. But as you can imagine, we really don't have any back history with these foreclosures. They're sold as is, but with the right to inspect. So you can't have an inspection done here. But I've been monitoring this house for over 2 years, been inside it for over 2 years, and there isn't any evidence of an ongoing roof leak or something like that. And this one has a metal roof, and those metal roofs do really, really well in the storms, and they last almost a lifetime as long as you take care of them. The kitchen is somewhat open to this big main living room right there, and the kitchen kind of just is what it is. It's definitely dated, it's missing a couple appliances, and honestly, it just needs to be completely redone anyway and updated to kind of match the quality of this neighborhood. I do really like this big open great room. It has big tall ceilings, it's got a solid amount of natural light coming in here from the side and the back. And plus it's got this classic stone fireplace next to the back window here, which looks out over that pool and the waterfront out back. Here's the other guest room, which is also on this side of the house, and this one isn't damaged like that other one. This one also has a nice view of the waterfront out back. Of course, the guest bathroom is also on this side of the house, and that would service the main living spaces of the home as well. The primary suite is on the other side of the house, so this one is also a split floor plan. This primary bedroom has a ton of natural light from those side windows and the sliders, and those sliders actually go out to the outdoor bar and pool area, and we'll see that here in just a second. The primary bath is maybe a little bigger than those two other homes. It does have a double vanity there, but it's still fairly small. There are also two different walk-in closets in this bathroom, which is nice. Hey, cool, a gun rack. Okay, let's head outside. This property has a completely screened-in wraparound lanai. It's a bit odd, but there's a shaded under-truss area right here with a bar, and this is along the side of the house, and then around the corner is the pool itself. And I think they just did it this way to allow enough room for a good-sized pool on this triangle-shaped lot. I do love how tall the screen cage is here. It would look even better if you put some of those super screens on the back to keep those cross beams from obstructing that great view. And as you can expect, I have no idea what needs to be done to this pool to get it back up into working condition, but at a minimum, I would say it needs to be drained and acid washed, and then I would imagine it probably needs some work on the equipment as well. The home does sit up nice and high, so it's got a reasonably good elevation for this area, but like the vast majority of golf access homes in the southwest section of the city, this one is in the AE flood zone, so you would have to get flood insurance if you ever did get a mortgage on this home. Even then, the flood insurance rates here probably aren't wildly expensive, at least compared to some of the older homes out here in this flood zone. I would guess it's probably around $3,500 a year for flood insurance at this property. Could be a little bit less than that.
You know, the old adage in investing in real estate is you want to buy the worst possible property on the best possible street. And I think this property fits both of those categories very, very well. This is a top-notch golf access neighborhood here in the southwest section of Cape Coral. We're right down the street from some nice restaurants like Prime 239, Lobster Lady, places like that. Cape Harbor is right down the street, which is one of the best neighborhoods in all of Cape Coral. And there's definitely some deficiencies to speak of in this particular property, but you know what? I think the bones are all really here. You've got a nice under-truss shaded area out on that lanai. The lanai is very voluminous. It's a split bedroom floor plan with the master on one side and the guest bedrooms on the other. So there's a lot that can be salvaged with this property, and somebody's gonna get a pretty good deal on this house and fix it up. And I'm sure you're probably gonna get a plate of cookies or something from the neighbors, because I'm certain they're probably sick of looking at this property every day when all of the homes on this street are really, really nice homes. So definitely get a hold of me if you're interested in this. If we get this at this under $400,000 price point, I fully expect that we'll end up with multiple offers on it, but that doesn't mean you can't still get a really great deal on this, and I'd be happy to show it to you. Even if it's not on the market yet, give me a call and I'll be happy to take you over here and keep you up to speed on what the price is going to be on this one. We'll probably have it within the next week or so, maybe by the time this video gets released. So get a hold of me, I'd love to show you this house.
Overall, this is not a bad property in a premium location, and if we get a list price somewhere in the mid-high 300s, which I absolutely think that we will, it's going to be a great deal for somebody to come in here and really shine this thing up and bring it back to its former glory. It's just a great time to be a buyer in Cape Coral right now.
Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed seeing these three homes with me today. I certainly enjoyed showing them to you. If you got any interest in these, I did put the link down to these listings down in the description of this video. Of course, my contact information is right on the screen there. If you got any interest, give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, whatever it takes. But I appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe so you can be around for these videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next video here in just a few days.
Like and subscribe. Just kidding.